So, purple and green, my two favourite colours. I really like the neon green, because neon green is awesome. But I think I'm going to open Krystal now, and I'll open her later. So, I don't know how MGA are shipping these, because a lot of stores are saying that they're not getting her in until February, but Amazon got her in before they got Karma in. It's all very odd. I don't know if they're shipping all in their own cases, or if there's an A case and a B case. I don't know. It's all a bit weird. I keep losing my scissors. But whatever the case, some stores have some of them in, some stores have other ones in. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. It's quite confusing. I mean, these were all pre-ordered off of Amazon. I think Smith's has some in stock. Argos, I think, are still waiting for their stock to come in, or their stock was due in around about now. But I don't really know. It's kind of weird, and nobody really knows when anything's coming in anyway, because there's chaos in the UK at the moment. But whatever. This handle makes it really difficult to open this. Let's yank her out. Let's yank her out. Right, there she is. Hey, don't you fall down. Don't you fall down. So, first things first, her hair is a crunchy mess. It is a gelled nightmare. I mean, ugh. I wish they wouldn't do that. I mean, I get it. They want it to look nice in the box. You know, they want the curls to look all pristine and perfect. But as soon as you get it out, it's just like, ugh. I'm going to have to rinse this under a tap. And, you know, with the inside eyes and all of that, you're not really sure if you should. But, ugh, that is gross feeling. She's free. So, the back of her hair is a mess because it was kind of shoved in to the back between the plastic and the backing card, and it's gelled at the very ends, which means it's all stuck together. And then these two bits that were at the front for packaging purposes are just horribly gelled and gross feeling. So she's going to need to be rinsed, because that is gross. That is like, what the hell? It doesn't even look good. What the hell are you doing, MGA? It's a really pretty colour though. It's purple and blue, and is it only two colours? I think it's only two colours, but it might be three. No, I think it's three. I think it's this kind of indigo purpley colour, and then this plum colour, and then this blue. It's really hard to tell, but it is actually multiple colours mixed together, which is very pretty. And it will be beautiful once it's not full of disgusting gel shit. She also has purple and blue eyes. Apparently this doll was originally not going to be this colour. She was going to be paler because, you know, MGA like having a whole cast of white chicks. But people moaned, and so they made this one, the darker skinned one, which, you know, I'm fine with, because purple and brown is a gorgeous combination. And she is a very, very lovely skin tone. She's, is she Sasha coloured? I think she's like Brat's Sasha toned, which is, you know, a really nice sort of proper dark brown colour. Sort of a medium brown, I don't know. But she's a really pretty colour. And it looks really nice with the purple, but they didn't change her makeup, so she's still got this pale blue makeup, which I'm not totally sure about. And I'm also not totally, I mean, her lips are actually a really pretty colour. They're kind of a metallic fuchsia pink, but I don't quite understand the white. I'm not sure if you can actually see that, but she's got like a white line here and a white line here, which sort of looks like someone tried to draw a moustache. It just looks a bit weird, and I think it's meant to be shimmer, but because her lips are already shimmery, I don't quite understand the point, but I don't know. Obviously, I don't know anything about makeup as well, so I don't know anything about fashion. But she's got a headband in which is shimmery. You can see it's shimmery there. Which is sewn to her head, it seems. I'm not actually... yeah, I think it's sewn to her head. It's got a thread there and there. I think it's sewn to her head, which suggests that it will not stay on if I clip those threads. So I'm going to leave that for now. She has the shimmer to her skin that the first wave girls had. So she's got a sheen. The problem is that it's much more obvious, all the flaws in it, against the dark, because what you get is there's areas where it hasn't adhered properly, or there's like glue splotches, and so it's just a bit messy. She looks scuffed. Her face is a bit scuffed, and I think that's because of that shiny pearlescent sheen that's across her whole face. It means it shows up every single flaw, which is a shame, because she's really very, very pretty, but she has got a lot of scuffs on her face, particularly this side of her face, over here. There's a lot of scuffs. It's hard to get on camera, but there's one here, and there's one here, and there's one at the side as well here. So, as well as some spots here. So she's got quite a lot of random scuffs. But we'll look at the rest of her. I'm going to hold her hair back because her hair is gross. So she's got a denim jacket which says Sparkle. And it's an interesting jacket, actually. I didn't realise this, but it actually has like little... I'll show this side, actually. Little ribbon laces at the top, and then there's a almost like a tied-on sleeve effect, which is kind of cool. She also has painted nails. They're black? I think her nails are black. I think. It's hard to tell. But I'm pretty sure those fingernails are black. I don't remember the previous wave having painted nails, so that's an interesting one. Get her arms off. I'm going to check this, see if both of her wrists can move. Yeah, they can move. So let's take her jacket off and see what's underneath it. Oh, her hair is so gross. So this is her jacket. As I said, there's like these big gaps in the laces. I don't fully understand why there's these loops of laces. It is a bit odd, but there we go. It's got little... Are those actual pockets? I think those are actually pockets. That's cool. I mean, they're too small to fit anything in, but there do seem to be two little working pockets. So underneath that, she's got this shimmery shirt, which looks to have a very large label, but it's a big shimmery shirt, and then her skirt is made of this weird vinyl-y feeling, kind of like River's shorts. It's made of this weird vinyl feeling fabric. It's got artificial zippers. One goes this way, one goes this way, wrong side, but this way and this way. And then it's got like this piece as well, which comes off, and it velcros up the back. It is still very, very tight. I'm going to have to take her shoes off, I think. Oh my god, how do you get her shoes off? Holy god! I don't know how to get those off. See, her shoes are these little heels with the ankle straps, and the problem is that there is very little give in this ankle strap. And in order to get it over her heel, there needs to be give. Oh my god. Sometimes you've got to just use your teeth. Oh my god. That is really difficult. I don't know how they expect kids to do this. Jeez. There we go. Got it off. I don't know how I'm going to get that back on. That is going to hurt like hell to get back on. don't think I like the design of these shoes. I mean, they look really pretty, but they are not practical at all, because they're just not soft enough to go over this heel. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. So they've got a tassel on them, and ow, my fingers hurt. See, ow. Why, MGA, why? Why you've got to be like this? So there's her skirt. It's got this little mesh bit to stop it spinning, which is always useful. The back of it's really plain. It's made of that horrible vinyl-y fabric. And then that's her shirt. She's got purple painted underpants. Oh, there's actually a shirt underneath it. Okay, right, that's confusing. Okay, so this is a transparent overshirt. It's transparent, see my fingers? So this is like it's again made of that weird vinyl-y fabric, but it's transparent. And then underneath it is a little silver boob tube, which is unexpected. It's not symmetrical. It's wider on one side than it is on the other. It looks to be intentionally that way. If you look at how it's... Is it meant to be like that? I don't know. But it's slightly higher on one side than the other. And it's made of stretchy lycra. And it is pretty because it shimmers like rainbow. As I said, she's got earring holes, but I don't think she comes with earrings. So that is bewildering. But yeah, she has earring holes. Kind of confusing. Much like a river, that's as much as her arms will move. And as much as her legs will bend. Actually, that's something I wanted to... I don't think he had... Oh no, he does. He has the cut joint at the top there. It's just because he's got the painted on shorts you don't notice it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip him off so I can show you the boy body alongside the girl body while they're both, you know, naked. Oh no. Naked dolls. He smells weird. He smells really weird. Like, not plastic smell, it's almost like a... I don't know what that smell is. He smells really weird. Does she smell weird? Yeah, they smell weird. They've got a really weird smell to them. It must be the plastic they're made of, but or something in the sealant that they put on them, but they have this strange chemically smell to them. It's kind of unpleasant, actually. Yeah, it's weird. It's really, really weird. I don't bother with his hands, because screw his hands. But, there we go. The boy body and the girl body. So, he has articulated ankles, which the girl body does not have. And that's because that's the only way to get trousers over these big, fat feet, because he's got substantially fatter feet than her teeny tiny little ones. They both have this joint here, but his doesn't seem to really... Oh god, yeah, his does bend, but oh, it makes a horrible noise when it does so. So they seem to have very similar joints otherwise. He is the same height as her on heels, so she's on high heels, so she's on tippy toes, so they're the same height as each other when they're like that. But he is a lot fatter, a lot broader. Heads are the same sort of size. I think her head's slightly flatter. He actually has a chin, but she does not. So yeah, that's the two bodies next to each other. which I suppose they kind of go together, you know, sort of. I think the girls look slightly older than he does. He looks very baby-faced. But, you know, that's how MGA like to do it. Let's go back to her. So, I really cannot stand her hair. This crunchy, it's super gross. I kind of feel like face to face, I don't think it needs to be done, but in a lot of her promo pictures I was thinking that her eyebrows really should be a shade darker. They should probably have been black so that they stood out against her skin tone better. But in person they're far more obvious. It's just in pictures they really wash out, see? Which is a shame, because had they been actually black, or at least a very, very, very dark brown, they probably would have stood out more. And this is what I was saying about them just using the makeup from the white doll without really thinking about how it would translate to darker skin. And so while the blue and the purple stand out quite attractively against her skin tone, the eyebrows just kind of blend in, which is a shame because she's got such striking hair. You would expect, you know, her to have quite striking eyebrows as well. But I'm going to open her other outfit and, yeah, see how that is, because it's quite an interesting outfit. And also try to solve the mystery of the earring holes. Her other shoes are also ankle strap shoes, so this is going to suck. Basically, her only options for shoes appear to be ankle straps, and that's painful, because the ankle strap shoes for these dolls are just really not well considered. They look really pretty, but they're incredibly difficult to get on the dang doll. And I don't know why they elected to make them out of such hard plastic, because ultimately... So I've been distracted by the incredibly bizarre design of these shoes. They appear to have watches on them. What the fuck are these shoes? What the fuck is going on here? Okay, I'm going to destroy this box getting them out because I don't care, but it's utterly bizarre. Faces on them. They're watch shoes. So, like, what do? Do you, like, pull your leg up to tell the time? It's so weird. And they all have a different time on them. Oh, no, they do have the same time on them, but... What the hell? What the hell? I'm so confused. I'm really, really bewildered by those. I mean, the fuck? Oh my god. Oh. Screw you, box. Get over there. Screw that too. Let's go throw things around the place. So this is her outfit, her secondary outfit. And her secondary outfit looks really interesting, so let's see about getting it out. So yeah, if you're buying these for an impatient kid, be aware that it's going to take you like half an hour to open the damn thing. Ugh. Chuck that over there, and you're going to get a pile of trash. This is all sewn together. Yeah. Weird. Okay, so these are her jeans. Which again, I don't know what this fabric is. It's like a thin printed fabric, so it's white. on the inside. It's kind of like the stuff that they use for the Barbie dolls nowadays, but actually done properly. So it's got little pockets at the back. Yeah, those are actually pockets, and pockets at the front as well, which, much like Rivers, are just little flaps. See, there's a hole. And it's got, are these proper belt loops? No, I think they're sewn down, so you can't really use them. And then it's got these weird big holes in the knees, which are bizarre, and zippers. They're very weird. And then underneath those are a pair of fishnets, which, oh, they're soft. They're just, fishnets. Which is nice, because it means you can wear them under the jeans or you can wear them with the skirt. It's a nice sort of touch. Now, next we have this jacket, and how the hell am I meant to... Okay. This jacket feels really unpleasant to touch. Is glittery and has got painted stars all over it, and it's made out of some sort of textured vinyl, so it's meant to be like leather effect, I think. It's got almost like a snakeskin effect on it, not that you can see that. And then at the front of it, it's got these fake zippers which go everywhere, and a little belt, so it's like a little cropped leather jacket. It's cool. And then under that, she's got a very simple little silver top, which looks like that. So let's put those on her and see what they look like. Okay, so there is an issue here, which is that this is two pieces sort of like pasted together, right? And as you try and get it through this buckle, the two pieces come apart. I don't know if you can see that, but it means that it's nearly impossible to thread this belt buckle back through, through the belt buckle. I think I've got it, but oh my god, it is so small. I'm gonna probably need a pair of tweezers or something to pull that through. Again, this is MGA not really thinking about the playability of several of these pieces. Like, this is a toy for children, right? Arguably, the child is supposed to be able to dress the doll, right? But it shouldn't be difficult. It should not cause you to have to sit there and use like tweezers and things like that. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it through that second bit. But also, even if you do manage to get through that second bit, the moment you take it off and do it a couple of times, this whole belt is just going to fray. So it's a really pretty piece, but it just has not been made with a child playing with it in mind. Even an older child, even an adult, it's going to break. And that's what's so frustrating about MGA, is they make these beautiful pieces, but they don't think about how they'll work either on the doll or for a dressing, undressing kind of thing, which is frustrating and annoying. It's just incredibly frustrating. I did manage to get her shoes on. These ones aren't as difficult as the one she comes in, but they're having to take them on and off and things like that. It's really painful on your hands, and it's incredibly fiddly. And, I have child-sized hands, so, it's not like I've got big, hefty adult hands that aren't designed for these tiny little things, But it just doesn't seem like MGA really bother to put much thought into how the toy will be played with. Much like they're over-engineered, but at the same time under-engineered joints, there's aspects of this outfit which feel like they had these great ideas and then just kind of, I don't know, screwed the execution, which kind of annoys me more because it's that failed potential. It's that you were so close and you still managed to fuck it up, and it irritates me, and I cannot get that through. I don't have any tweezers on my desk. It is such a tight fit through this bloody, and I'm so worried I'm just going to tear this stupid little belt, and it's incredibly frustrating because if it just worked, you know, properly, it'd be incredible. Such a good outfit. But it's like they just screw it up on the landing, you know. Okay, that's as good as I'm gonna get it. This jacket is weird. So that's as good as I'm gonna get it. So there she is in her secondary outfit. I do not understand the watch shoes. The watch shoes are bizarre. Her hair needs a wash and a comb and to be recurled because part of it's not even curly and then other parts are curly, and I don't understand what the hell is up with her hair. I don't know why they had to gel the shit out of it. I mean, who's going to want to play with that? Because you're going to have to, like, wash that or brush that out, and it's just... Why do that? Because it doesn't even look good, you know? It just looks like a matted mess. I don't know. MGM make a lot of very weird decisions. And also with this, I mean, this is sewn in, and why could they not have done something like the peg approach? Have a little peg in the middle of it so that it would pin in, or at the sides. You know, it's got little comby things which hold into her hair, but I don't feel like it's going to stay on. The fact that it's sewn into her hair makes me think it's not going to stay on if I take the stitches out, and I don't want to risk it, because far too many times I've done that. I've been like, yeah, I'll just take the stitches out and it will be fine, and then I've not been able to get it back into the doll's hair, like, ever. It also just doesn't quite, because she doesn't have, like, properly decent sized ears, it can't go behind her ears, and it's not actually sitting flat like a headband would. It's sitting at this weird angle, but evidently that's how they wanted it to sit. I don't know, bewildered by it. Very confusing. Very, very weird. I also don't understand why it's plastic, because it's meant to be a ribbon, so why not just make this fabric? I don't know. But anyway, that's her secondary outfit, which is quite a nice outfit. She looks really good in it. I really like the jacket for all my complaints about the belt. It's a really cool jacket. I don't know about these weird knee holes. It's a bit of a weird thing. I'm sure it's fashionable somewhere, but it's a weird look. It kind of looks like a child got some scissors and snipped up some jeans. It just looks a bit odd to me. I'm not 100% sold on it, to be honest with you. But that's everything she comes with. So she's got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 again. So that seems to be your piece count. What I think is quite cool, though, is that she's got, you know, this undershirt, which you could just wear on its own. The overshirt as well, which you could theoretically put over the top of this undershirt if you wanted to as well. So there's a bit of options there. You've got 2 jackets. I like jackets. You've got skirt and trousers, which I always like having the option of skirt or trousers. And you've got stockings, which you can wear either under the skirt, obviously, which you can wear under the skirt, or you can wear under the jeans so that they don't look quite so weird. Because they look really, really weird without the stockings underneath, because those knee holes just look really dumb. And then she's got the 2 pairs of shoes. But these ones, I don't know how I'm going to get them back on her without taking a hairdryer to them, because they are so stiff at the top. I don't like it. I do not like it. And I don't understand the watches. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm very confused. Fashion confuses me. She also came with a comb. They all come with combs, which are useless because they're incredibly wide-toothed and they're just not going to do anything. And, of course, a useless as shit stand, which I don't like. I actually threw her box. Is this her box? No, that's his box. Her box is on the floor. I'm going to have to get up and go and get the box, because I threw it across the room. I threw it across the room in a fit of anger. No, I just threw it across the room because I couldn't be bothered with it. Because these boxes are so big. It's irritating. I don't like how big the boxes are. They are oversized. They could be half the size and still have everything. There's her stand. Oh, I can throw it. And her stand is, oh, or is it blue? It's a bluey purpley colour. See? Blue. Yeah, I'd say that's blue. Her coat hangers are definitely purple. But I think her stand is blue. Whatever the case. Oh. It's another one of these stupid stands and I do not like them. So we stick it in there. We stick the stand prop on there. I think the girls have an even bigger problem with them because they've got the cinched in waists. See? You see what I mean about the stand just being incredibly intrusive? See, it sticks out like quite a bit from her body and it just gets in the way and I don't like it. I don't like it. And I also don't understand why it's so tall. Like, why is this base so tall? Because it makes them really annoyingly tall on a shelf. And it means they don't fit on my shelf, which is a normal height because of the stupid width of this base. It doesn't need to be that wide. It could be half that and be fine. It could be flat for goodness sake, because it's not like it adds any sort of weight. They're still top heavy. But as it stands, I mean, you position her, she can stand up on her own anyway. She doesn't need a bloody stand. I don't like these stands. Is his waist? Oh yeah, his waist clip is bigger, but I just don't like them. I think they are incredibly poorly designed. They are just an afterthought. This is the same colour as my hair. They're an afterthought, and I don't like it. I would rather they just didn't come with stands. If you're gonna half-ass it, just don't bother. You know, the half-assing pisses me off. But I'm going to open Karma later and do that with photographs rather than on video because it's going to be much the same as hers. And I will do a review of her on my blog. And so yeah. But overall, I mean, she smells super weird, but they're really, really pretty dolls. You know, I do think she's gorgeous. But there are so many opportunities MGA had that they just kind of cocked up just at the last minute, and I find that really frustrating. Like, her headband could have been fabric, or it could have actually been designed to stay in her bloody head without needing to be stitched on. Her top here, it could have been designed so that this buckle worked properly without damaging it. You know, the shoes could have been designed so that you could actually get them on and off. You know, even just having a slit or something in them would have allowed you to get them on and off a lot easier without hurting your hand, without having to manhandle it over her heel. And the joints, which was my problem in the first wave as well, they're simultaneously over-engineered and under-engineered. You know, there's a peanut joint in the knee, which is then completely negated by not having a cutout to allow that peanut joint to do a full turn. And it's baffling. You know, they've got these big, huge heads with these huge expressive eyes, and yet they can't tilt their damn heads. Why can they not tilt their damn heads? You know, they can't look up, they can't look down, they can't look to the side, they can't do anything except this, and I don't get it. You know, they have this beautiful, soft, kiwi nylon hair, and it's gorgeous colours, and then they ruin it by chucking loads of gel shit into it, which just makes it look like a rat nest. You know, and it's gorgeous hair. It's incredibly soft. It's very, very lovely. It's very pleasant to touch when it's not filled with gel shit. And it's just, it's frustrating because, you know, MGA, you can do better than this. Come on. Okay, so we are 2 days later, and I wanted to do an update on Krystal, because, you know, having deboxed her and spent an hour washing the crap out of her hair, I have more thoughts, which bear talking about. So, here she is. Let me get her off her stand. So here she is. Now, as you can see, she's lost pretty much all the curl from her hair. So I had to wash this repeatedly. Not just once, not twice, 3 times. And there's still some gel in there. It honestly feels like they got a glue stick and just sort of smeared her hair with it. And we were talking chunks this big that were just full of it. The problem was that washing it out, of course, straightens the hair. Because as you comb it, it pulls the curl out. And I don't have any curlers or straws that I can use to recurl it. And the back of it wasn't even curled at all anyway. It was just like this. So I'm not sure I can be bothered. I also, because I had to get all the crap out of her hair, had to take this off. And sure enough, as I feared, it doesn't really stay on her head. It falls off constantly. Which is why it was sewn to her head in the first place, because all it has is these not particularly long comby things. Now, if those were double that length, it might actually stay in. But they're not. And so it doesn't. So you kind of have to ram it on there and hope for the best and not move her around too much, which is annoying. Very poorly thought out. The other issues that we came upon were when I was trying to dress her. So she's got her fishnets on, as you can see here, but you might be able to see here. I tried to put her other shoes back on her with the stockings, okay, because there was nothing that indicated that you wouldn't be able to mix and match all of the items, right? But the other shoes are so hard and so difficult to get on that upon pushing it over her foot, her entire foot came through the end of the stocking, completely shredding the toe. So I had to resew it, and because it was shredded, it's not a neat job, and that kind of pissed me off. So I sort of put her to the side and ignored her for a day because I was grumpy. And honestly, it just falls back into the whole thing with MGA just not thinking about the playability of their toy. You know, if your fashion doll cannot be dressed in her fashions, they fail fundamentally as a fashion doll. And because her belt is so hard to do up, and trying to do it up destroys the belt, her stockings, trying to get her shoes on, destroy the stockings. What's the fucking point, MGA? What is the point? You know, you can't do anything with this doll straight out the box because her hair is such a rat nest of disgusting, crunchy, sticky, awful. My hands were so sticky for hours afterwards. I washed them and I washed them, and they were just so sticky, and I hate stickiness. And you should not have to rinse a doll for a good, 30 minutes under hot water before you can play with it. This is a children's plaything. This is a toy for a child. You would have to get an adult to wash the hair out. Why? The hair should be sufficient that you can play with it. I mean, this was more work than the fail fix dolls, which had the gimmick that you're supposed to wash their hair out. But that's not all. Oh, no, that's not all. So when I was playing around with her, I also had a look at her other clothes, because I was like, oh, maybe I'll put this bit back on her. So I got this piece out. Remember this piece? Her overshirt? And I got it out. And now, if you remember the video, I literally picked this up, I took it off her, picked it up, went, oh, that's nice, and put it down again, right? In that time, this seam here has started to fail. It is starting to pull. There are several seams in the arms which are already failing. Both the arms, in fact, have already completely failed. I have literally taken this off of the doll. I have not put it back on her. I have taken it off of her. That's all I did. And it's already falling apart. So, I mean, this just emphasizes what I was saying about MGA just not thinking about the playability of their product. and fucking it up. You know, you've got a toy which is designed to be redressed. It is a fashion doll. It's supposed to be able to be dressed and redressed. You're meant to be able to take these garments off and put them back on multiple times. If something is falling apart, as soon as you take it off the first time, it's fucked. It is not a functional piece. It is completely failed to be a functional piece. And very much I feel with Krystal that she had a lot of potential. She is a beautiful doll. But they fucked it up on so many places. I mean, combing through her hair after getting all the glue out of it, she lost so much of her hair. It was just shedding out, just in clumps. And I don't know how much of her hair has actually... God damn it. How much of her hair has actually now been lost because of that bullshit. You know, it's still crunchy in places. I have had to brush it and brush it and brush it. It's very, very soft in the parts where it's not crunchy, but then it's crunchy in other parts. And because you've got insect eyes, as soon as you start putting hot water on her head, her eyes fog up. And that terrifies me because I don't know if it's damaging the eyes, because I don't know how these eyes are printed. So I don't know if water's going to get into them and completely ruin them. I don't know. So you're trying to wash the doll without getting water in the eyes and without, you know, messing up whatever is holding the lashes in it. It's a pain in the ass. So I also opened Karma, and you know, Karma does not have these issues. She has a little bit of gel in her hair, but just one sort of streak, right? She doesn't have the shimmer across her face, which shows up every scuff. She doesn't have garments that are already falling apart. I mean, a few of them are pretty fragile feeling. I mean, this is made of lace, so is already not looking great around the sleeves, but her pieces feel more like they're gonna actually withstand some play, and her shoes are soft and squishy, so actually go on. They don't have a full ankle strap. And look at this, a slit at the back. Neither of Krystal's pairs of shoes have a slit at the back. Neither of them. Why do Karma's have a slit in the back to make them easier to put on, but Krystal's don't? When Krystal's have a much higher ankle strap and need that slit. It's like they went, oh, look, the black doll. Let's fuck her up as much as possible. And understandably, I'm pretty pissed off about it, you know, as you can tell. So, I mean, yeah, I really like the doll. I think she's incredibly pretty, but I am incredibly pissed off with MGA about a lot of the decisions they made with this particular doll. So it's very much a buyer beware. You know, if you do get Krystal, do be aware that her shoes are incredibly difficult to get on and off. Her other pair of shoes, the tassely ones, don't try to put them on if she's got stockings on. Just don't do it, because you will tear her stockings. Be aware that her overshirt is not well made and will deteriorate immediately. Be aware that you won't probably be able to do this up because it will start to shed. This will start to come apart as soon as you try to do up the belt. And be aware that her hair is a crunchy rat nest of glue. Poor Krystal. She deserved better. She deserved so much better. And honestly, MGA, you done her a dirty. And I'm mad at you about it. Because, you know, it took enough for fans to have to try and get a doll that wasn't beige, to then cock up the design on so many levels. Just almost feels like self-sabotage. It almost feels malicious at this point, you know. I think they didn't think about it, because MGA don't think about anything, you know. And this is a doll that's meant to be played with, and yet she can't be played with out of the box. In fact, I would be reluctant to play with her even having fixed her hair, because her outfit pieces are so fragile. So she fails as a fashion doll. And she's just something that you stick on a shelf to look pretty. She's not a fashion doll. She's a fucking ornament. What's the point? You know? If you're making a fashion doll, it needs to be able to be redressed. It needs to have clothing that can be put on the doll, taken off the doll, and put back on the doll again, right? If it can't do that, it's not a fashion doll. You failed in your primary goal of creating a fashion doll. And unfortunately, poor Krystal is not a fashion doll because her outfit pieces are too fragile.